The angry Pikachu in my face made me do this. I don't talk about it much, but my brain is pretty convinced there's an angry Pikachu that lives in my face. I have trigeminal neuralgia, and it sucks. My condition is not the focus of this video, by the way, and it's not going to be a sob story, I promise, okay? But hang with me. Trigeminal neuralgia is a really complicated condition, and I am not a candidate for medications or surgical options to help mine. That means I have a lot of really hard days. Changes in barometric pressure are really problematic for me, as is wind and cold weather and a lot of things. I don't know if you noticed, but I have some raindrops in my hair because the weather is changing again. There's another storm coming in here on the Oregon coast. That unfortunately means I will probably be stuck inside some more. I have both types of TN, which means I'm really lucky. And that's sarcasm. Again, I'm not here to whine, I'm here to show you something. If you haven't noticed, I love to be outdoors all the time. Like, let me be outside. But there are days when I just can't be outside. And as a nature photographer, that really sucks because it's kind of where I need to be. And just because the weather is shitty and I'm not feeling great doesn't mean I don't want to create. And the days when I have to create indoors, they can get a little weird because, well, I have to show you. My studio space usually ends up being whatever I can stack into whatever natural lighting because I don't really have a whole lot of lighting for my photography gear because I'm a nature photographer who uses natural lighting. And while I could find more professional ways to do things, it's more fun to have a really janky setup and be so proud of the product that I create. I've propped panes of glass over bar stools, random cardboard for backgrounds, and my goal is always to find a way to create something and have joy in doing so. So the other day, as the storm arrived and the angry Pikachu was raging in my face, I decided to take on a new challenge again. I don't do light painting very often, and I'm not great at it. I'm okay with being bad at stuff. But I had this idea, why not use a rose to do some light painting around? And I was thrilled with my results. Light painting is when you take a long exposure photo and you move lights throughout it. You can use all sorts of different techniques. Mine was really janky, which is why I'm really proud of the fact that it actually turned out. This is my really fancy photo studio, as you can see. I'll show you a couple of still photos from it. Here are a couple of my personal favorites. And here's all of them in order, sped up really quick, because why not? As much as I wanted to share this with you because I was really excited about the outcome of what I created out of my randomness, even more so, I wanted to share this to encourage you. Don't wait to have the perfect setup to do something. Too often we approach our creative endeavors with the thought that everything has to be perfect before we start. Even if you don't have the perfect setup and you don't even create the perfect product of what you're trying to do, you're still getting practice at your work. You're still honing your art, your craft, your talent, your ability. And that's always a win. To be very honest, if I would have waited until perfect to take some of the photo ideas that I had, they would not have ended up in the publications that they did. And that would have been really sad to not have that opportunity to share my art with people. I'd love it if you stopped by in my comments and let me know a couple of things. What do you think of the photos? Should I make them available for prints? And tell me what your projects are that you've been putting off that you need to start. Make a TikTok about it. Email me. Tell me about it. I want to know. I would love to know that my sharing my angry Pikachu art angry Pikachu art. Am I gonna get in trouble for using Pikachu and Pokemon references? Do I need to have permission? I don't want to get sued. And if you're somebody struggling with something unseen like I do, I hope you have better days ahead.